On this week's episode of New on Music Row, you're going to need to grab the eggnog. Why? I'll tell you it comes just a little bit, but don't forget, we're going to take a look at the top 5 from last week and a little recap for you in the holiday festive spirit. So make sure you grab that eggnog, like I said, because you're going to want to be all about it. My unscientific poll about Christmas music. What's that all about? It's right here, only on the Rise Network. New on Music Row, all the hits, all the holidays, and the next big names. Stick around. It's coming at you in just a second. Well, happy holidays and Merry Christmas, everybody. It's New on Music Row, the last episode of the season. Yeah, I'm going to take a couple of weeks off. We kind of do that around here, the holidays and that kind of stuff. It gets a little hectic, and, it's just better to do it that way. So I figured we'd end with kind of like a holiday Christmas show, talk about some things Christmassy or holiday spirity, I guess, if you will. But first, before we get into that, let's take a look at last week's picks. Got a couple of doozies here as far as numbers are concerned. Zach Brown Band had Passenger come out last week. He's got about, 500,640, 506,640 streams. Wow, I can't say that. Oh, man. It must be the eggnog I've had. Anyway, so pretty decent stream there for Zach Brown. They're kind of on the uprise now. The last couple of hit songs, fared okay, but didn't really do anything major. The big one this week is Tucker Wetmore, proving me right. He had 2.9 million streams last week. Here for the Beer from Randall King and Wynn Williams was next. That had about 67,000 streams. And then we had Looking Down Proud from Pecos and the Rooftops, their first time on the top 5 of the week. And they ended up at 290,000 streams. Those guys, of course, from Lubbock, Texas. Remember the trivia I gave you last week? Who's from Lubbock, Texas? Buddy Holly. There you go. And last but not least, we introduced Tennille Arts, Don't Ruin Flowers, the song I told you to check out. 141,000 streams, and about right where I thought it was going to land, and, did fairly well. So keep looking out for her. I think she's going to be probably featured in one of the next Rising Star Spotlights of 2026. We'll probably talk more about her coming up next year. So that's the 5 picks of the week. I do not have a new set of 5 picks this week, although there are a few new country songs that are coming out. There's not a whole lot of stuff to choose from. And, it's Christmas, and I just figured, let's end it with maybe a way that you could influence maybe someone in your life that's not into country music, but they like Christmas music. Yeah. What am I talking about? Well, you're going to have to hold on for a little bit, but I do have an unscientific poll to reveal to you with regards to that Christmas music. So we'll do that coming up in just a second. But what I first want to do is I wanted to go ahead and talk to you just a little bit about the Rising Star Spotlight special that we had this whole year, recap some of the artists and some of the things they did. And, first starting off with the very first show way back on the 25th of April, we featured Ty Myers, a guy from Austin, Texas, 17-year-old musical prodigy who has just bursted onto the music scene. And if you haven't been paying attention to him, you need to, because that guy is just going all over the place and rocking it and rolling it, as they like to say in the business. Next, we featured Paige King Johnson from Anger, North Carolina. We were fortunate enough to have her on the show as well. So you can check out the interview there. Go back through some of the old shows. There was I think we had her on the interview was like the 4th show, but I talked about her on the 2nd show for the Rising Star Spotlight. Up next, Austin Williams from Nashville, Tennessee. He's the guy that a lot of people know because of the 90s rap mashup. But we know him because I told you all about Crazy Over You as well. Next was Ella Langley. She's probably the biggest rising star from this whole thing. One of the biggest, I should say. She's from Hope Hole, Alabama. She's already made a name for herself. She's big everywhere. And if it weren't for the wind, where would she be? That's kind of the song that pretty much chartered her up into the stratosphere, so to speak. Then we featured a guy from Stark, Florida. His name's Clark Hill. Check him out. Waylon and Merle's a great song for you to listen to there. The Castellos was the next trio that I featured. I think the only trio we featured this year. They're from Georgetown, Georgia. Got some great stuff. Cover of Leon Everett's Hurricane is pretty good to check out. Also, Road Number 7, or Number 7 Road, I should say. Then we featured Lily Rose, a gal who I was simply loving the song Back Pew. I think I even in the episode said it differently, but it's Back Pew. And she's from Atlanta, Georgia. Check her out. She's got some great stuff. Kind of a rough around the edges type of gal, but really just speaking straight from the heart as far as her lyrics are concerned. Max McNow was the next Rising Star Spotlight. He is from Bend, Oregon. If you haven't checked out This Side of Heaven yet, check it out. Right? Tyler Reese Tritt, who the last name might sound a little familiar to you. She is Travis Tritt's daughter from Powder Springs, Georgia. Perfect was her debut single. Make sure you check that out. Porch Light is also a great one from her as well. Then we featured Lauren Watkins. I was fortunate enough to be able to see her live in concert, and I was like, you know what? This gal's got something going on. She's from Nashville, Tennessee. Gatlinburg is one of the songs I told you to check out from her. And then also Mama, I Made It, which is a kind of a tearjerker, too. Then I featured Savannah Ray from San Antonio, Texas. Just in Time is a song to check out from her. I think we might have featured her just in time on the show. She's doing fairly well, as a matter of fact. Then we went all the way overseas to Portland, Australia. Did you know there was a Portland, Australia? Well, now you know. Shay Fisher is the gal that we featured. Take Me Back to Texas and Cowgirl in My Jeans were a couple of songs I told you to check out from her. Then we featured a gal from Thousand Oaks, California, Annie Bosco. Better Than You with Joe Nichols is one of the songs I highlighted from her, as well as California Cowgirl. We moved all the way up to Waterloo, Illinois for Alexandria Kay, a gal who I've been talking about and still talk about the entire season. Feminine Energy, that song just bursted onto the scene in like TikTok and social media and things of that nature. And that's where she got her start. She was singing songs while she was pouring her morning coffee. And the rest is, as they say, history. Back Road Therapy, another great song to check out from her. She's getting a lot of airplay now. She's going to be ready to do a solo headlining tour coming up this summer, spring. So you can check her out there as well, too. Then we featured a guy, Cassius Culpepper from Alexander City, Alabama. He's got a bluesy, soulful sound to him, and he's got a deep, deep voice. Southern Man is a great song to check out from him, and then also Out of My Mind as well. Jordan Harvey, we went all the way out to Scotland for this guy. South Queensferry, which is a small town northwest of Edinburgh, Scotland. Jordan Harvey is the guy's name. Along for the Ride was the song that I told you to check out. Another great song is Alabama Girl as well. And he's starting to make a name for himself as well. Emily Ann Roberts also making a name for herself. She's from Knoxville, Tennessee. Told you to check out He Set Her Off, as well as Whole Lotta Little. And then we moved on to Matt Cooper from Jacksonville, Florida. Matt had a great sound from Ain't Met Up Yet. And then Highs and Lows. I told you also to check out the acoustic version. Remember, like I've said before, I really love acoustic versions of songs. And Matt delivers on his acoustic version of Highs and Lows. Next, we featured Drake Milligan, who, if you watched America's Got Talent, you probably are already familiar with him. But he's finally starting to make a name for himself in in Music Row. He's from Arlington, Texas. Sounds Like Something I Do is a great song to check out from him. And then, of course, Don't Leave Me Loving You, another one as well. Avery Ann was the next new Rising Star Spotlight. She's from Flagstaff, Arizona, making a name for herself with a couple of duets. She was with Sam Barber on Indigo. And then Wish You Well is a great song that she set out, as well as Narcissist, which I think is the song that pretty much everyone knows her for. Then we had Carly Scott Collins from Lake City, Florida. Some great songs. Cowboy, I can't say that other word. I can. It's cowboy shit. And then Bad Boy, some songs to check out from that individual. And then we went up to Canada. Actually, went up to Canada a couple of times this year, but this one... Mid-May, Ontario, Canada. Owen Ringling, told you all about him. Old Dirt Roads and Moonshines were some great songs to check out from him. Then Mackenzie Carpenter. Got a chance to see her open up for Jordan Davis. She's from Hull, Georgia. She has got a powerhouse voice. And she's been featured with Megan Rooney. Her and Megan wrote Nothing Crazy. And then she's also got a great song called I Wish You Would. And then also, she's got a really cool country cover of Girls Just Want to Have Fun. So check that out as well. Then we went out to Asheville, North Carolina. Cassidy Daniels got some great stuff with Almost Started Smoking and then In a Trailer. Channing Wilson was up next from Lafayette, Georgia. Dead Man Walking and Blues Coming On. Great songs to check out there. Graylin James was featured next on the Rising Star Spotlight from Nashville, Tennessee. Who Broke Up With You is a great song to check out by him. And then also Young Man as well. McCoy Moore was our next Rising Star Spotlight from Lakeland, Florida. Bible in a Bar was the song that I told you to check out from him, and John Deere Blue as well, not to be confused with John Deere Green. And then we went to South Carolina, 6 Mile, South Carolina, as a matter of fact. Blake Wilton was the guy that I told you to check out. He's got a great song, Made Up for Goodbyes and Bad Guy. And then Austin Michael from Van Alstyne, Texas. Back of a Bar Stool was the song I told you to check out from him. And I think Austin's got a little bit of a whiskey like, so to speak. I think he likes his whiskey is what I'm trying to say. Whiskey on a Wildfire and Whiskey in the Dirt were also songs I told you to check out from him. And then last week, we featured the last Rising Star Spotlight of 2025, Braxton Keith. He's from Midland, Texas. Cozy was the song that I told you to check out from him. But he's got some other stuff as well. He did a cover of George Strait's The Chair and also a song called A Little Bit Closer. So that's the Rising Star Spotlight recap for the year. What do you think? Are there some artists that we could have featured on the show that you'd like to let me know about? Leave them in the comments. Somebody last week said they really enjoyed the show. Totally appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, sharing, and liking, and everything that you guys do. I totally appreciate it. It was so awesome. Last week, I had somebody come up to me as I was walking into where we record the program. They're like, "Oh, you're the guy that does New on Music Row." And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I've been listening to that for a couple of weeks now." He goes, "I totally enjoy it." So again, thank you guys so much for all your likes, all your comments, your shares, your supports. Subscribe, get the word out there because we're going to be growing bigger and bigger. Next year, we've got a bunch of great stuff lined up. We got some interviews that are coming up, trying to get more involved and just giving you more like content that you can't get anywhere else. You're going to be able to get it right here on New and Music Row on the Rise Network. And speaking of that, the one thing you won't be able to get anywhere else is my unscientific polls. Now, back in my radio days, I used to do these every almost every weekend. And I just did like some random poll and it's unscientific. And all I did was I think I asked like which artist you like better or, you know, what song you like better or what type of music you like better or whatever. So I've kind of made an unscientific poll here for the best Christmas songs, 25 best Christmas songs. And it's unscientific because I just asked like my friends and family and some coworkers and a couple other people. I did send some stuff out there on a couple of other platforms and got some responses there as well too. Some of my friends in the media world and everything. So without further ado, in no particular order, here are what I said unscientifically are the best 25 Christmas songs, country Christmas songs. So some of these songs are traditional Christmas songs, but I decided to give you a country version to listen to as well. And speaking of that, you can check out the playlist. It's going to be on Spotify. It's called New on Music Row Christmas. So you'll be able to check it out there. All the songs that I'm about to go through on the list are going to be featured in there. And then I gave you some other songs to check out as well. I gave you some of the traditional versions of some of the songs as well, too, because I figured, oh, you know what? Like, for example, White Christmas, I'm giving one away. That's on the list. Well, you know, everybody knows that's Bing Crosby, like big time hit for him, so to speak, or at least the song that he's known the most for, right? So I gave you the Bing Crosby version, but then I gave you a different version, a country version. So we'll talk about that. So here, without further ado, here is the results of the unscientific poll that I did within the last couple of weeks of the best 25 Christmas songs of all time. Starting off again, like I said, these are in no particular order. Hard Candy Christmas for Dolly Parton. It's a country classic as far as Christmas time is concerned. Also, my favorite of all time, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, the Brenda Lee version. I put another version on there as well. So if you check out the playlist, you'll see Alexandria Kay. Oh, actually, Alexandria Kay has a version of Hard Candy Christmas. So check that out. Then I went on to Oh Holy Night. Another recommendation from the unscientific poll that I did. I gave you the Martina McBride version. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Martina's got such a lovely voice, and the song is just absolutely amazing. A buddy of mine said he really wasn't into Christmas music, but he was like, you know what? If I had to pick one, it'd be Jingle Bell Rock. So we got Blake Shelton's version of Jingle Bell Rock out there for you. And then Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, another one of the fan favorites from the poll. I gave you the Thomas Rhett version. Thomas's vocals just are so beautiful on this song, and I think you guys are going to fall in love with this version. Again, you can try to slip some of these in, like at your holiday parties, and they don't have to be, you know, I mean, you don't have to be celebrating Christmas. You can just, if you're celebrating Festivus or something else, you can throw some of these songs there, like, you know, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, right? I mean, I guess it says Christmas, so maybe you can't. But anyway, Silent Night, I gave you the Alan Jackson version. Mary, Did You Know? Kathy Mattea, very popular for that song, and I didn't decide to go too far from that one, so you got the Kathy Mattea version. White Christmas was up next, and I gave you the Rascal Flatts version. I tell you what, I think Gary LaVox does a great version of that song. So you be the judge. Let me know. You can always comment on the playlist as well, too. Blue Christmas from Elvis Presley, a classic from way back in the 50s. And how could you go wrong with Elvis Presley, right? Then I gave you Pretty Paper from Willie Nelson, which is a classic country song, a Christmas country song. I decided to take one from the tongue-in-cheek category. I gave you Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer from Elmo and Patsy because, you know what, Christmas music needs to be fun as well, too. Then we moved on to George Strait and Christmas Cookies, another classic that I think needs to be featured on every Christmas holiday playlist. Where Are You Christmas from Faith Hill, featured in the Grinch soundtrack. Tennessee Christmas from Amy Grant, and then Feliz Navidad. Now, I had to search for this one because there's not a lot of country artists that did this, but I found Cody Johnson's version of Feliz Navidad, so you can listen to it there as well. Somebody said they really loved You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, so I went out and found a country version of that. Ian Munsick, did a version of that, so that's on the playlist for you. Next up, we had You Make It Feel Like Christmas, Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. I mean, do I have to say anything else? The country couple, I don't think I need to say anything else. I really love Carrie Underwood's version of The First Noel, so that's on the playlist. Again, like I said, these are not in any particular order. And as I was going through things, listening to some of the new releases as far as country Christmas music is concerned, I came across Luke Bryan and Ella Langley doing a version of Winter Wonderland. And I was like, you know what, this is pretty good. So that's on there. I love Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. Found a Blake Eldridge version. Perfect. Bada bing, bada bang. If you've ever seen his Glow tour, he does that song. It's absolutely amazing. And of course, it snows, right? Yeah. I'll Be Home for Christmas from Gary Barrett. A traditional classic Christmas song. I gave you a newer feel to it there. Somebody told me they love Wonderful Christmas Time, which is actually a song from Paul McCartney. I found a version from Lady A, so I hope you enjoy that. Brad Paisley's Counting Down the Days. Brad Paisley is just, he's amazing. So, what else can we say about that? And then last but not least, I stumbled across this song a couple of holiday seasons ago. And I was like, you know what? This is just like the quintessential holiday song as far as I'm concerned. So Scotty McCreery's Feel Like the Holidays made the list as well. So there's the top 25 Christmas songs according to my unscientific poll. Real quick, we'll just go over them. Hard Candy Christmas, Dolly Parton. Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, Brenda Lee. Oh Holy Night, Martina McBride. Again, like I said, I chose country versions, but if you like the traditional version, there's some traditional versions in the playlist as well. Jingle Bell Rock, Blake Shelton. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Thomas Rhett. Silent Night from Alan Jackson. Mary Did You Know from Kathy Mateo. White Christmas, the Rascal Flatts version. Christmas in Dixie. Oh, I missed that one. Sorry. Christmas in Dixie from Alabama. Put that on there as well. I skipped from that one. I went right to Blue Christmas from Elvis Presley. Pretty Paper from Willie Nelson. Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, Elmo and Patsy. Christmas Cookies from George Strait. Faith Hill's Where Are You Christmas. Tennessee Christmas from Amy Grant. I found Cody Johnson singing Feliz Navidad. Somebody in the family had said they liked that song. You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, Ian Munsick doing that. You Make It Feel Like Christmas, Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton, the country power couple. First Noel from Carrie Underwood. Winter Wonderland featuring Luke Bryan and Ella Langley. Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, one of my favorites from Brett Eldridge. I'll Be Home for Christmas from Gabby Barrett. Wonderful Christmas Time, Lady A. Counting Down the Days, Brad Paisley. Which I think should be a new country Christmas song for you to put in your list. And then Feel Like the Holidays. If you haven't checked that out, check it out. Scotty McCreery is such a great song and a great way for the show. So there's your top 25 unscientific, mind you, best Christmas songs of all time from like my friends and family and coworkers and things of that nature. So that's the episode. We'll be taking off for a couple of weeks. We'll join you the first official week of January with all the latest and greatest, the new hits from Hollywood, the up and coming stars, and what the buzz is. And I shouldn't say Hollywood, from Nashville. New on Music Row is more what I'm talking about here. But yeah, stick around because next year we're going to have some great stuff going on, some awesome interviews, going to be some great content for you as well, some exclusives too. But you got to stay here. It's only going to be able to get it on the Rise Network. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas from all of us here, the production staff and everything. The camera guys are waving at you and everything right now. Sending out Christmas kisses and everything. There's no mistletoe, so don't worry about that. But anyway, happy holidays. I hope you guys have a warm, wonderful time with your family. Enjoy, give hugs, give kisses, and Merry Christmas from all of us here at New on Music Row and the Rise Network.